Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to my channel, Barbie Bernardi in English. I'm an Argentinian who lives in New York, and in my channel, I not only share you little tidbits of my life to entertain you, to have fun together, and to make you smile, but I also give you information about New York City if you're planning a trip or if you're planning to live here, places to go, places to visit, to eat, activities to do. And in this video in particular, I'm gonna give you 8 options of things to do and visit in New York City if it's your first time coming into the city. So let's dive right into it. Here we go. Okay, let's start because we have 8 things to talk about in detail and it's a lot of information. So grab your paper, grab a pen or your iPad, whatever you like to write on, and let's go for it. Okay, I gotta stop mumbling and just get to this information. Oh my God. Okay, let's go. Number 1, first place to visit. Clearly, the Statue of Liberty. Whenever you Google New York City, who's the first thing that pops up? This lady right here. So not only is it a historical monument, but it represents freedom and it has a beautiful message. So I recommend you go. It's a beautiful experience. I have a video that I uploaded. Do I know how to speak? No. I have a video that I uploaded recently about how to get tickets to the Statue of Liberty, about different ways of how you can see the Statue of Liberty. So I'll link it in the description down below so you guys can check it out. Number 2 is Central Park. This is the most famous and iconic park of the city. Of course, there's many other parks, but this is like the main one that you have to visit if it's the first time you're coming into the city. And in Central Park, there's a lot of places you can visit. You have the Bethesda Fountain. That was the first movie that pops in my head that's shown is Home Alone 2. When he is running away from the robbers, they show the Bethesda Fountain. Another iconic spot in the park is Strawberry Fields, which is an area in honor of John Lennon because he was murdered really close by to that spot because he lived right next to that entrance of the park. You also have the Conservatory Gardens, which are beautiful. They were recently renovated like a couple months ago, and there are these gardens with gorgeous fountains, beautiful flowers. It's a really nice area because it's also considered a quiet area, so you can just walk around and like not hear the rumble thumble of the city. It's pretty peaceful, so I really recommend going there too. Number 3 is to go to one of the high-rise buildings with the viewpoints to see the city. The most famous one and iconic obviously is the Empire State. That's the one that everyone wants to go the first time they visit into the city, and I don't blame you. Going into that building is iconic, but my personal recommendation is if you want to check out also, or you rather do something else, to go to the Top of the Rock. And the Top of the Rock is in the Rockefeller Center, and that building is also the stomping grounds to Universal and NBC Studios. So right there they film SNL, and they also film Jimmy Fallon and a bunch of other shows. And the Top of the Rock, you get views of the Empire State on one side of the city and views also of Central Park. That's why I really like it, because it's right in the middle of Manhattan. Other buildings that you can go to have views of the city, you have the One World, that one is at World Trade Center, so you get like views of Lower Manhattan and New Jersey. You also have the Edge, that's on the west side on the 34th Street at Hudson Yards, and you get views of New Jersey, for example, and that area of the city. And then you also have the most recent one called Summit, that's right next to Grand Central and the Chrysler Building. And it's also art installation. So you not just have views of the city, but you have like art installations to interact with. I haven't gone to that one. I promise I will soon. I feel like that would be a really fun one to do. Number 4, and this is a personal favorite of mine and suggestion, is to go to the piers located in Long Island City called Hunter's Point. You literally only have to take one stop from the city to get there. It's on the 7th subway train line from Grand Central. It's literally one stop to Vernon Boulevard, and then you only have to walk 3 blocks towards the water, towards the Hudson River. And these piers were recently renovated like a couple years ago, like maybe 6-7 years ago. They're gorgeous. It's beautiful, and you get an amazing view of the east side of the city. My recommendation is to go a little bit before sunset. So you get to see it during the day. You can take your pictures with the city skyline on the background, but then you start seeing how the sky changes, which is gorgeous always, and you see the buildings start to lit up because nighttime is starting. And then you get to see it at nighttime, and it's so pretty. Number 5, it's Times Square and Broadway. Now, do I love Times Square? No. Do I go because all the theaters are there and I love going to the theater to see plays and musicals? Yes. And also they have the Disney store right there, which I love Disney. And whenever I want to get some Disney merch, I go there, and it's like, why are you in the middle of Times Square? But I get it. It's very touristy. But if you've never been here, you have to go to Times Square. Going for the first time at night, it can be a little shocking because the screens are very overpowering. So I recommend going during the daytime because the screens are still overpowering, but it's not as much as if it's nighttime and it's all dark around them. If you're able to go into Times Square because you're going to the theater, then there you go. You'll get to see it at nighttime if you're not going to a matinee. If you're going to a matinee, then you're going to see it during the day. But I totally recommend to go see a Broadway musical or a Broadway play. There's different ways where you can get tickets. One, for example, is Tickets, which they're located under the steps on 47th Street. And you get tickets with discount of the day. So it's day of. They not always have every play, so keep that in mind. But the app that I always use, and you can plan with months in advance, and they get discounts from time to time. And sometimes they have full price, but sometimes the price that they show in the app already has the discount, and sometimes they put discount over the discount. And they also have lottery tickets, and they have tickets where you can get, like, they call Friday 40, and like on Fridays you can participate to get tickets for $40. This app is called Today Ticks, and it's a really good app. My neighbors, I don't know if you guys can hear this, but my neighbors are going crazy with the door. Of course, when I start to complain, they shut up. Anyway, Today Ticks. That's the app to use to get good Broadway tickets, and hopefully with discount. Number 6 is to go to World Trade Center and Wall Street. They're right next to each other. It's less than a 10-minute walk to go from either or. World Trade Center is where the Twin Towers were. The museum is right there in front of the fountains that are now in memoriam of the towers. The fountains are literally the size of the hole that was created because of the impact of those planes against the towers and the debris and everything they had to take out to start anew. It's pretty shocking to see it for the first time because you see it in pictures, you see it in videos, and you're like, oh, cute, a fountain. But when you really get close to the fountain and you look down and you see how deep that hole is, it hits you. It hits you how terrifying that whole situation was ×4, because it's already a horrible, terrifying situation, and then you see that and you're like, oh, whoa, this is worse than what you imagine. It's an area for reflection, to think about how lucky we are to be alive and to be able to pay tribute to those people. So if you're able to visit it and pay your respects, I think it's a really nice moment of reflection and to think about your blessings and to send out love to the people who were severely affected by that. And like I said, there's a museum that tells you all about the Twin Towers and the minute by minute of that day. in front of the museum is a new building that was constructed a couple years ago called the Oculus. It's a shopping mall, but it also is a train station for the subway and the path to go to New Jersey. And it's kind of shaped like it's an eagle, a white eagle opening its wings to represent freedom and new beginnings. And also right there is the One World Observatory, where you can see all that area of the city and New Jersey. And then less than a 10-minute walk, you head over to Wall Street, where you can see the New York Stock Exchange. You can also see the statue in front of it of the fearless girl. That's all about equality for women in the business and in the financial business, to create awareness and to talk about equality. And then you also have the Bull of Wall Street, that people make long lines to take a picture in front of the bull, and also to take a picture touching the balls of the bull. Because if you touch the balls of the bull, it's supposed to give you money prosperity for the rest of your life. And also around Wall Street area is Trinity Church, which is one of the oldest churches in New York City. God, that was hard to say. It was like founded around the late 1600s, and there is buried Alexander Hamilton. Number 7 is to walk or bike on the Brooklyn Bridge. So the Brooklyn Bridge is another famous, iconic bridge in the whole world, so you gotta go see it. It's also shown in a bunch of movies and TV shows. And to get to the bridge via subway, you can take the 4, 5, or 6 to the Brooklyn Bridge City Hall station, or you can take the J train to Chambers Street, and they all leave you like right there in front of the bridge, and you cross it over to Brooklyn, and you end up in Dumbo, which is a beautiful area right by the water. There's a carousel right there. There's a bunch of restaurants and shops. It's really, really nice. And the experience of walking the bridge, you have beautiful views of the city. It's really fun. Finally, we're almost there, people. Thank you for bearing with me. Last option is to go to one of the museums. There's a lot of museums here in the city. The most famous one, of course, it's the Met Museum. It has over 2 million art pieces and installations that go from European, Egyptian to American. So the Met is kind of a must in the museum area. Another one is the Museum of Natural History, which is the one that shows in the movie Night at the Museum. It's a very iconic museum, and it's a great museum to do with kids. So if you have kids, that's another great rainy day option to do here in the city. And then there's a bunch of other museums. For example, you have the MoMA, that's all about modern art. You have the Whitney Museum, that's all about American art starting from, I think it's the 20th century. And then there's the Guggenheim, also about modern art. And one personal favorite of mine that's not very famous, it's called the Museum of Moving Image. This one is in Queens, and it's all about film and TV. So if you love film and TV, I recommend to go to the Museum of Moving Image. Blech. Do you know how to speak? No. And there you have it. Oh my God, I'm exhausted. But we did it. Yay! Yes, people, we did it. Oh my God, I'm so happy you stuck with me and you saw all this. I'm so thankful. Thank you for watching the video. I hope all this information was super helpful if you're planning your trip and you had no clue where to start, or you Googled it and you were like, I don't know what's worth it. Maybe hearing me talk about it, you were like, yeah, I don't want to do this, or yeah, this I really want to do. So hopefully it was helpful. Thank you for liking, for sharing, for subscribing. I'm going to keep adding more videos about the city and experiences that I live here, and like other fun tidbits of my life. So I'm really hoping that I entertain you and you have fun. And all I want to do is to make people smile. And there's a lot of negative stuff and bad things happening in the world. So bring out a positive light to you guys. That's what makes me happy. So thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. And I hope you had a fun time listening to all this information. I know it was a lot, but I had fun doing it. So I hope to see you on the next video, and I hope you have a beautiful, lovely day. Mwah. Bye.